हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामय नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरम् भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। We will chant the mantras of the sixth Anuvaka. असन्नेव स भवति असद्ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद्वेद सन्तमेनं ततो विदुरिति तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य अथातो न प्रश्नाः उता विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति। आहो विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता। सो कामयत बहुस्यां प्रजायेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तच्छृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशत तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्चाभवत् निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनं च निलयनं च विज्ञानं च विज्ञानं च सत्यं चानतं च सत्यमभवत् यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. So Brahma vidapnoti param. One who knows Brahma attains the Supreme. Brahma is of the Lakshanas Satyam, Jnanam and Anantam. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman Soshnute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipaschita iti. One who recognizes that Brahma in the cave of one's own heart gains the fulfillment of all his desires at the same time. So from this Brahma, which is Atma, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, and all the beings, including human beings, are born. So as a human being, I have to recognize my own inner self as Brahma. So there are these various layers in my personality. The outermost layer is Annamaya Kosh. Then inside that Annamaya Kosh, the Atma of Annamaya Kosh is Pranamaya Kosh. Within that is Manomaya Kosh. Within that is Vijnanamaya Kosh. And the subtlest is the Anandamaya Kosh. And the support of this Anandamaya Kosh is Brahma. Brahma is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, and Brahma is Anandam. So Brahma itself is the support of Anandamaya Kosh. So all the happiness which one experiences is expression of that Ananda Brahma alone. So after describing and explaining these 5 koshas, the teacher pointed out that Brahma as the support of these 5 koshas which one has to recognize. But since Brahma is so subtle, it is free from all transaction. We cannot transact. There is no transaction happening in Brahma. So there is no possibility of knowing that Brahma through our senses, through our mind, through our intellect. No interaction can happen with Brahma. So there is a possibility that one may think that there is no such thing called Brahma. But there are those who have faith that yes, there is Brahma. So those who don't have faith in the existence of Brahma, they also become asat. They become incapable of achieving any purushartha. But those who have faith in the existence of Brahma ultimately attains that Brahma. So after listening to this teaching of the teacher, some students, they had some questions. Those questions are called anuprashna, follow-up questions. And what were the questions? Uta vidvan amam lokam pretya kaschana gacchati. Aho vidvanamam lokam pretya kaschit samashnuta u. They had these questions. These questions are indicated here in plural. So plural means more than two questions. See, in Sanskrit language, there is singular, there is dual case, and there is plural. So plural means more than two. So here, Shankaracharya says that we have to understand this questions as follows. That first, the question is, कि उत अविद्वान अमम लोकम प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति. That avidvan, person who is ignorant about that Brahma, is called avidvan. One who doesn't know anything about that Brahma. One who is not wise. Such a person after his death, once the body drops off pretya, will this person attain Brahma or will he not attain Brahma? Now, why is this question? This question comes up because Brahma is the very cause of all Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi and everything. And Brahma is Saman in all, homogeneously present everywhere. Brahma is Saman in all. In Gita also, Bhagavan says that Brahma is present in all in the same way. Sama. So, Brahma is present in a wise person as well as an ignorant person. In the same way, Brahma is present in a person who is extremely sinful, papi. And Brahma is present in a person who has acquired a lot of punya. Brahma is Saman everywhere. Brahma is present in a temple and Brahma is present equally in the marketplace also. Brahma is present at home and Brahma is present outside. Brahma is present in heaven and Brahma is present in hell also in the same measure, not more, not less. So since Brahma is Saman, then the effect or the result of everything should be Saman. If a wise person attains Brahma, then ignorant person should also attain Brahma. Why should there be any what you call differentiation? When the wise person drops this body, he attains Brahma, becomes one with Brahma. In the same way, an ignorant person also, when he drops his body, should become one with Brahma. So, does he really become one with Brahma or he doesn't become one with Brahma? That is the question. And another question is, again, if Brahma is same for all, there is no partiality in Brahma. Brahma being the cause of this entire world. A wise person, when he drops his body, does he attain Brahma or like an ignorant person, he also doesn't attain Brahma? Because as far as Brahma is concerned, everything and everyone is same. So if an ignorant person doesn't attain Brahma, then wise person also should not attain Brahma. Or does he attain Brahma? So these are the questions which comes up in a thinking student's mind, one who listens to the teacher and does its own contemplation also. So these questions have come. So when the body gets dropped, an ignorant person, does he attain Brahma or doesn't attain Brahma? These two questions. Then again, two questions related to the wise person. Wise person, when he drops his body, does he attain Brahma or he doesn't attain Brahma? And again, in the beginning of this Anuvaka, it was said that those who believe in the existence of Brahma, they attain him. Those who don't believe in the existence of Brahma, they also become asat. So a follow-up question can be that does Brahma really exist or doesn't exist? So Shankaracharya says that first you should understand the first question as whether Brahma exists or doesn't exist. Then second, about the ignorant person, does the ignorant person attain Brahma or doesn't attain Brahma? Then with respect to the wise person, whether a wise person attains Brahma or doesn't attain Brahma. So these few questions, they are called anuprashna, a follow-up questions. Questions which arise when we listen to the teacher. At that time, the question comes. The questions were not there in our mind before, but when we listen to the teacher on a particular topic, then these questions might arise. So they are called anuprashnaha. So after when the student asked these questions, the teacher wanted to give the reply. So first the teacher talks about the existence of Brahma, whether Brahma exists or doesn't exist. So in order to make us understand the existence of Brahma, the teacher builds up the topic. So he begins by saying that so kamayata bahusyam prajayeti satapo tapyata satapastaptva idagam sarvam ashrujata. The teacher, he says that you have to accept the existence of Brahma. First of all, the Shastras, they say that Brahma exists. In various, not only in this Upanishad, but in other Upanishad also, the Shastras, they talk about the existence of Brahma. Though Brahma is beyond all interaction, though Brahma is very subtle, but that such a Brahma exists. Even here in the beginning, it was said that Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. The Lakshanas of Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Also, in this Upanishad, later on, the teacher will say that Brahma is indicated as Satya, as existing. And also indirectly, the teacher reveals that Yadeva Akasha Anando Nasya. If that Brahma of the nature of Ananda, if that Brahma was not there, then who would have lived in this world? Indirectly, the teacher says, such a Brahma exists of the nature of Ananda. Shankaracharya ji further conveys in his Bhashya he says that tatra akashadi karanatvat brahmanah na asti brahma kasmat akashadi hi sarvam karyam brahmano jatam griyate. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji writes that Brahma being the cause of all this world, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, this entire world which we see, are the effects of Brahma, are the creation of Brahma. And since we are aware of this creation, since we experience this creation, we experience the Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, the very fact that we experience this, that reveals, that shows that the cause must exist. Because if the cause was not existing, then the effect would not have been experienced. It's very interesting. Shankaracharya ji writes कि कस्मात् आकाशादिः सर्वं कार्यं ब्रह्मणो जातं गृह्यते. All these are seen as effects of Brahma, caused by Brahma. Yasmacha jayate kinchit tad asti iti drishtam loke. And whatever is created is seen, is experienced. So if we experience the effect, then the cause must be there. Even though we may not be able to see the cause must be there. Shankaracharya ji gives example. He says, Yasmacha yatha ghatankuradi karanam mrud bijadi tasmad akashadi karanatvat asti brahma. Just like if we see a pot, let us say if we experience a pot, then if the cause of this pot is clay, we have to accept the existence of clay. We cannot say, no, clay doesn't exist, but pot is existing. The very fact that pot is existing, it shows that clay also exists. In the same way, another example that one Shankaracharya ji gives, that if you see a plant existing, a sprout, etc., are existing, that means the beej, the seed, also is existing. Without the seed, the plant cannot come, the tree cannot come. So the very fact that we are experiencing a tree, then the cause of that tree as a seed should have existed. In case of this example, the seed get destroyed and means seed itself get converted into the tree. Similarly, we see this entire world. Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, they are experienced. We experience our body, we experience the existence of other beings. Therefore, the cause of everything, which is indicated as Brahma, should exist, is existing. You cannot say Brahma doesn't exist. Shankaracharya further he says कि न च असतः जातं किंचित गृह्यते लोके कार्यम. In the world we don't see things created from a non-existing thing. If the cause doesn't exist, from a non-existence cause, we cannot see any effect. No effect will be born from a non-existent cause. The very fact that this world is existing. See here, Shankaracharya is very clear. He doesn't say the world is mithya. The very fact that the world is existing and the very fact that we are experiencing this world, it shows that the cause of this world, which is Brahma, also exists. Asatah chet nama rupadi karyam niratmakatvat na upalabhyeta. If that Brahma was not existing, if it was asat, then this karya, names and form also would have been asat only and would not have been available for our experience. But they are available. Upalabhyate tu tasmat asti Brahma. Therefore, Brahma exists. Brahma is existing because the effect is existing. We can see the effect, we can experience the effect. We cannot experience the cause, but from the effect we know that the cause must be existing. Asatah chet karyam guruhyamanam api asat anvitam eva tat syat. If the cause of this world was asat, then the effect, the world would have been experienced as not existing. If we would have seen a flower, now we experience the flower as is. Flower exists. But if the cause was non-existent, then we wouldn't have got this experience that flower is. You understand? So, na chaivam tasmat asti Brahma tatra. Therefore, Brahma exists. And even in the Upanishad, in Chandogya Upanishad, giving some example and logic, the teacher says that Brahma exists. Katham asatah sajjayeta. There, while teaching Shvetaketu, his father, the teacher, tells Shvetaketu that this whole world has come from Brahma. And Brahma exists. Brahma is Sat. There again in Chandogya Upanishad it was said, Sadeva Saumya idamagra asit. Before this world came into manifestation, it was existing only as Sat. So the question was asked that what about now? Now also it is Sat alone. Because from Asat, world cannot come. From a non-existent thing, nothing can be created. So katham asatah sajjayata, from non-existent, how can anything get manifested? So in this way, even in the Shruti, it is through logic, it is indicated the existence of that Brahma is indicated. Now again, when we say that since we see this world, the cause of this world as Brahma must be existing. Just like if we see the pot, the cause of the pot, clay, must be existing. So from this one may conclude that since this world is constantly changing, this world is inert, therefore the cause of this world also must be inert. Therefore Brahma must be inert. So the teacher, in order to remove this wrong notion from our mind, he says that Brahma, he thought, he desired to create this world. So kamayata, saha means he, kamayata, akamayata, he desired. What did he desire? Bahusyam praja yayeti, that let me create many beings. Let me create this world. Let me create many beings. Like that he desired. So the very fact that he desired, that means he is not inert. Brahma is not inert. Brahma is Chetan. Because that which is inert cannot desire. A stone cannot desire. Brahma is not like a stone, or Brahma is not like clay. The clay cannot desire, oh, let me become a pot. But Brahma desired. That means it is not inert. Shankaracharya writes, कि तद यदि मृद बीजादिवत कारणम स्यात् अचेतनम तर्हि, if Brahma is the Karan of this world, like the seed or like the clay, it must be inert. So Shankaracharya replies to his own question. He says, "Na, it is not so. Kama itrutvat, because it has desired. It thought, it desired. Just like, let us say a watch is there, a mechanical watch. If you open that watch, a wrist watch, you will find so many parts are there in that watch. The various gears are there, springs are there, nuts are there. So many things are there in that watch. We give it, we wind it, then it gets the power, and it ticks, gives us the time. So, from where this watch has come? Is it that all the matter of this world came together and just became a watch? No. There must have been an intelligent watchmaker who has put all these parts together and created the watch. Similarly, this world which we see, this vast world, infinite world, with countless galaxies and stars and planets and so many different types of beings, Is it that all this came from the cause which is inert? Inert means that which cannot, which is not, which doesn't know itself and which doesn't know anything else. It's called inert. So is it that the cause is inert? The Shastra wants to convey that it is not inert. Therefore it says it desired. Brahma desired. So kamayata, it desired. So na kamayitratvat, nahi kamayitra chetanam asti. Na kamayitra chetanam asti loke. सर्वज्ञं हि ब्रह्म इति अवोचाम अतः काम इतृत्व उपपत्तिः. One who desires cannot be inert. An inert object cannot desire. Oh, let me attain this, let me do this, let me go there. Like that, an inert object cannot desire. Therefore, rock which is placed at one place, it remains there only. It doesn't get the desire, oh, let me move from here and go somewhere else. So the very fact that Brahma desired to create this world, it shows that Brahma is not inert. And it was also said before that Brahma is Sarvajna. When it was indicated that Brahma is Satyam Jnanam, Brahma is indicated as Jnanam, it was also said that it is Sarvajna. Therefore, it desired and created this world. Now again another question arises that if you say Brahma desired, that means Brahma is incomplete, has got the sense of incompleteness. Kama itrutvat asmadadivat anapta kamam iti chet. If Brahma is desired to create this world, whatever desire, then Brahma also has got desire like all of us. And why do we have desire? Because we are anaptakam, we have something unfulfilled, something lacking. Therefore we get these desires. So if Brahma also has got desire, then he also must be lacking something. He also must be incomplete. Again, Shankaracharya, see, this is how Shankaracharya writes his commentary. He raises questions, then he answers. So he replies now, Kinda, you should not say Brahma is anaptakam, is unfulfilled. Why? Swatantrayat. Swatantrayat. Because Brahma is independent. Brahma is independent to desire. See, our desire, the desires of a jiva, is caused by something. Our desires are caused by something. See, when we perform some actions and all, it creates impressions in our antakarana. When we get the results of action, it creates impressions in our antakarana. Those impressions further gives rise to desires. The desires of a human being or desires of a jiva are caused by their past samskars. We are not free, independent with respect to our desire. At will, we cannot desire a particular thing. They come from a cause. Therefore, we get bound by our desire. We cannot give up our desire. We cannot bring that desire at will. So we get bound by our desire, our desires. But Brahma is not bound by his desires. He is swatantra. He is independent. Therefore, you cannot say he is anaptakam. You cannot say he is unfulfilled. Shankaracharya writes further, कि यथा अन्यान परवशीकृत्य कामादि दोषाः प्रवर्तयन्ति न तथा ब्रह्मणः प्रवर्तका कामाः. For other ignorant people, other jiva, the desires propel them into actions. When desire comes in our mind, we get propelled by those desires to perform action. We are forced by the desires to perform action. But in case of Brahma, the desires don't force Brahma. Brahma is independent, free. He is not controlled by the desires. At will, he brings that desire and creates this world. कथम तर्हि सत्य ज्ञान लक्षणाः स्वात्मभूतत्वात् विशुद्धाः न तैर्ब्रह्म प्रवर्त्यते. So how come Brahma is not propelled by these desires? Shankaracharya says कि सत्य ज्ञान लक्षणाः स्वात्मभूतत्वात्. Brahma is by nature satyam jnanam anantam. Therefore, there is pure existence, pure knowledge, and infinite. So no desire can propel Brahma into action. There is no incompleteness in Brahma. See, when we have the sense of incompleteness, our desire propels us into action. Brahma is not incomplete. So no desire propels Brahma into action. So why does Brahma have this desire? The desire comes for the sake of the jivas. तेषान्तु तत् प्रवर्तकं ब्रह्म प्राणि कर्मापेक्षया तस्मात् स्वातन्त्र्यं कामेषु ब्रह्मणः अतः नानाप्तकामं ब्रह्म. For the sake of all beings, Brahma desires and creates this world. Brahma is swatantra, completely free and independent to produce a desire at will. See, when the whole world goes into pralay, now we experience this world. There are infinite beings in this world. All the beings and entire world is expression of that Brahma alone. That Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma alone is expressing as this entire world of infinite beings. And the world is sustained in Brahma. So a world exists for a long time in its manifested form. Then after many years, many yugas, again the entire world goes into unmanifestation. It gets dissolved into Brahma. All names and forms get dissolved into Brahma. Only Brahma alone remains. World remains as Brahma. But potentially all these jivas, infinite jivas are there in Brahma. So, in order to fulfill the desires of all these infinite desires, infinite jivas, Brahma desires to create the world to give a feel to all these beings. So, he just desires and creates this whole world. Therefore, Brahma is swatantra, is free to create desires, therefore, he is not bound by desires. Again, Shankaracharya gives another reason कि साधनांतरानपेक्षत्वाच्च. See, in case of a jiva, when the desire comes in our mind, then through our body, through our karma, by following the path of dharma, we try to fulfill those desires. So we use some instruments, some sadhana to fulfill desires. But Brahma doesn't have any other sadhan. Brahma doesn't have any instruments. Brahma is complete. Brahma is one. Therefore, the same rule is not applied to Brahma as it is applied to the jivas. When jivas have desire, their desire is the sign of their incompleteness. The jivas use some instrument to fulfill their desires. But in case of Brahma, the desire is not sign of Brahma, incompleteness of Brahma. Brahma is independent to create desire. Brahma creates this desire for the sake of the jivas. Okay? So all this reasoning Shankaracharya is given to make us understand and clarify our doubts. So Brahma desired, so kamayata, he desired. What did he desire? Taretad aha so akamayata, sa atma yasmat akashah sambhutah akamayata kamitatva katham bahusyam bahu prabhuti tam syam bhaveyam. कथम एकस्य अर्थांतरान् अनुप्रवेशे बहुत्वं स्यात् इति उच्यते. प्रजायेय उत्पद्येय न हि पुत्रोत्पत्ति एव अर्थांतर विषयं बहुभवनम्. कथं तर्हि आत्मस्थानाभिव्यक्त नाम अभिव्यक्त्या. So what did Brahma desire? Brahma desired that let me become many. Let me create many. Bahusyam prajayeti. Let me create many beings. Let me create many beings. He desired, let me create many beings. Bahusyam praja. So what does it mean? Did he create this being as the father creates the son, as a different entity, as a different being? Shankaracharya says no, not like that. All these beings are potentially there in Brahma. All the names and forms are potentially there in Brahma. Creating this world is just manifesting what is already there. It is not something new. It is not something different that is created. What is already there gets manifested. Atmasthanabhivyakta nama rupaabhivyakya. that which is present within in unmanifest form, the nama rupa gets manifested. See, for example, this pot. Once upon a time, this pot was just clay. Means just a lump of clay. It was just a lump of clay. If suppose you had seen that lump of clay, you will just call it lump of clay. You will not call it a pot. But pot is potentially present in that lump of clay. Pot is potentially present in the lump of clay. So intelligent pot maker takes that lump of clay and manifests the pot. He brings out that pot which is already present there. In that clay, the pot is present. He just brings that pot out. Similarly, in that Brahma, this entire creation with infinite beings are present as Brahma. But they are not separately seen having different names and forms. They are unmanifest. So Brahma, out of his own power, manifests this entire creation. But even when he manifests this entire creation, nothing different from Brahma is created. It is just an expression of these names and form happens. From unmanifest, it becomes manifest. That itself is called creation. Shankaracharya ji writes, so these are very deep and intricate things. Briefly, I am indicating whatever important you have to know. So, yadatmaste anabhivakte nama rupe vyakriyete tada nama rupe atmasvarupa parityagenaiva brahmana pravibhakta desha kale sarvavasthasu vyakriyete tada tam nama rupa vyakaranam brahmano bahubhavanam. So that nama rupa which is present there itself gets manifested, and that itself is called creation. And that creation is not different from Brahma. Means Brahma alone is expressing as various forms and various names. That itself is called creation. The term creation might be misleading. It's like, again, to give the example of this pot. So what was this pot before? It was just clay. And what is it now? Now also it is clay. And when the pot breaks, what will happen? Clay alone will remain. So it is, as far as the reality is concerned, it is clay only. So what do we mean by creation? Creation is nothing but appearing in a particular form. This clay appears in a particular form, it is called pot. And then again it gives up its form, it is called pralay. So when the clay appears in a particular form, we call pot is created, pot is born. And when the pot gets broken, then again it goes back into the clay, unmanifest. Pot becomes unmanifest, but clay remains. Similarly, when we talk about this creation, the creation is present in Brahma as Brahma, then it gets expressed in different names and form. But even when it gets expressed in different names and form, it is Brahma alone. It has not become something different from Brahma. So even when the creation is there, it is Brahma. So in this way only, Brahma becomes many. Brahma becoming many, Brahma becoming all these beings, doesn't mean that Brahma, other than Brahma, something is created. Brahma alone is expressing as all these beings. That is called creation. So strictly speaking, if you just focus your attention on Brahma, then really speaking, nothing is created. Because even when the world is there, Brahma alone is there. Brahma alone is there when the world is created, and Brahma alone is there when the world gets dissolved. So just when the world or Brahma appears in a particular name and form, it is called creation. And when that name and form disappears, it is called dissolution. But Brahma remains a because there is nothing other than Brahma. Nahi atmanah anyat anatma bhutam tat pravibhakta desha kalam sukshmam vyavahitam vip prakrishtam bhutam bhavat bhavishyadva vastu vidyate. Other than Brahma, other than this Atma, there is no other thing which exists. No other thing subtler than it. No other thing in the past. No other thing will exist in future other than Brahma. Brahma alone is there. Hmm. And everything becomes Atmavan, becomes existing because of the presence of Brahma alone. Without Brahma, the world cannot exist. Without Brahma, the world cannot exist. The very fact that the world is seen as existing, Brahma is there, present in the world. Vyavhar with the world is happening because of the presence of Brahma. If Brahma was not present, then we wouldn't have been able to transact with the world also. Because without Brahma, world cannot exist. The very fact that the world is existing, is experience, and we transact with the world, that means Brahma is present in the world. World is not mithya, world is not an illusion, world is not non-existent. World is nothing but Brahma alone in various names and forms. At present, because of ignorance, we have this vision where we see division. To see duality, to see division, means see something different itself is a sign of ignorance. When we gain knowledge of Brahma, world will not disappear, but we will see the world as Brahma. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. Everything will be seen and understood as Brahma. An ignorant person doesn't see Brahma, doesn't know Brahma. Therefore, things all the duality is true, but one who recognizes Brahma understands that other than Brahma, nothing is there. Everything is Brahma and Brahma alone. So that is what is meant by this statement. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeti. That he thought, that he desired, let me become many. So this much only we could discuss today. More about this we will see in our class on Monday. Till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana, and listen to the pravachan again. Read Bhagwan Shankaracharya's commentary. Listen to the pravachan again, think, understand it properly. And we will meet again soon. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Bole Syaam Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.